Hello, everybody, and welcome to Get Your Eat On. Today, I'm making an old family staple, Olesolva. My mom used to make this all the time. It's made with ground beef, cabbage, green peppers, onions, and ramen noodles. But growing up, we called them oodles and noodles. I'm going to start by cooking my cabbage separately and getting it nice and tender. Originally, we cooked everything in one pan in stages. But over the years, I found that I get better results when I cook the cabbage separately and add it to the meat mixture later. That's just my little upgrade. And if you want to see exactly how I cook my cabbage, I've linked that video here. While the cabbage is over there minding its business, let's get started on the beef. Now let me tell you something about this ground beef. The package I had was frozen. And I'm looking at that meat thinking, do I really want to fool with this tonight? But then I remembered an old technique to thaw out my beef so I can start working with it. I get the thawing process started in the microwave, and then I finish working with the meat in the skillet. I've linked the full video showing exactly how I handle frozen ground beef and get it ready to cook. Now, we can get the beef into the skillet and start browning it. Once it's browned, I'm going to drain off the excess grease. Then, I'm adding the seasoning packet from the oodles of noodles directly to the meat. Yes, that is chicken seasoning going into ground beef. And that's how Mama made it, and that's how I've continued making it. Now I'm adding my onions and green peppers. And we can't forget a little coarse ground pepper. And so we're going to let that go ahead and cook into the beef. And what I like about these onions is the sweetness that gets into the meat. Now, years ago, I was entertaining and I made Olesolva, and later, some of those friends came back for another get-together. And one of the guys came in looking for the Olesolva, so it must have made a good impression. Now let's get those noodles ready. I break them into smaller pieces, put them into boiling water, and cook them just until they're done. Now, don't overcook them. We want them ready to go when it's time to bring everything together. All right, now we're going to bring this all together. First, we're adding our cabbage to the meat mixture with the onions and green peppers. And I know it looks like a lot of cabbage, but y'all know how cabbage does. You start with this big pile, and after you get it mixed in, you're looking in the skillet saying, "Girlfriend, where's the cabbage?" That's why I make sure I start with plenty. Okay, now our noodles are ready, and I'm going to strain all the water off before they go into the skillet, because we want the noodles, not the noodle water. Now the drained noodles go right into our meat and cabbage mixture. Now, years ago, I made this recipe and gave it to one of my girlfriends, and I specifically told her to use oodles of noodles. Back then, they were probably only 25 cents a pack. And she already had spaghetti noodles at home and decided she wasn't going to pay 25 cents for these oodles of noodles. So she substituted spaghetti. Trust me, it was not the same. And now you can see why. Look at these noodles. See how they have that springy, slightly spongy texture? That texture works with this dish. Spaghetti just doesn't give you the same thing. So when I tell you to use the oodles of noodles, spend the 25 cents. It probably costs more than that now. So now we're going to finish everything off with a little soy sauce. And yes, these packets came from Panda Express. Don't tell nobody. And then, of course, sometimes I may want to add a little bit more powdered chicken bouillon, because that little pack that comes with the oodles and noodles might not be enough seasoning. So you want to taste it first, then adjust it, and there you have it, Olesolva. All right, y'all, it's time to get your eat on. There it is. The cabbage is tender, the noodles still have the nice texture, and everything has come together just right. It's simple, filling, inexpensive, and good. Now, for anybody wondering where the name Olesolva came from, I really don't know. That's just what my mom always called it. My dad was in the military, and we traveled quite a bit when I was growing up. My mother was always picking up recipes from people along the way. So I'm pretty sure this came from somebody she met during those years. Wherever it came from, it became part of our family. Now, my family is probably going to be mad that I shared it, so y'all better share this video and make it worth it. And I'll see you on the next one. Now, let's go get your eat on.